Okay, welcome to another Derek Burleson Art. Today we're going to do a Kansas bison. It's going to be a little winter scene. Going to have a little snow, a little steam coming out of his nose when we're done. It's been a little while since we've our last painting, and I'll explain a little bit of that here in a few minutes. Right now what I'm doing is taking my little 8x10 canvas board, putting a little bit of gesso on there, a little bit of water on the canvas. Just doing that so that the paint slides a little easier when I put the background on. Our background's going to just kind of be a mottled gray, so that it looks like there's something back there but not sure. But we want the snow to show up too, and we want that buffalo to really pop there. Just going back and forth with my 3-inch brush. I'm just cleaning. Actually, I think that's my 2-inch brush. I'm cleaning off some of the excess. Now I'm just going into that Mars black. Added a little bit of gesso just to gray it down in some areas. And I'll kind of go back and forth a couple of times because I wasn't real sure what I wanted. Some things just kind of was too pronounced, or it looked too uniform, like here. So I went back and got it all smoothed back out, and then I'm deciding, you know what, I think I'll just take my little 3/4-inch flat brush, some Mars black, kind of go in here, and the background's still wet, so it's picking up some of that gesso, and I'm just going to blot around in there. Just kind of here and there. Then we'll get that in there. Then we'll add a little bit of gesso in between them. Just kind of model it around in there, or scrub it around. Again, I'm just using that little flat brush. I think it's maybe a 1/2-inch flat brush. You could use any brush. You could use filbert brush, flat brush, use about whatever. Just kind of working my way back and forth. And I like that shape a little better. Then I'll come back in with that 2-inch brush, my Hake brush, and just start blending it. And take your time. Don't overblend or you'll turn it right back to a gray. So just take your time, very lightly here and there. You'll get some streaks in there. You can just real lightly, like Bob Ross says, 3 hairs and some air. We'll get that out. That's all you need. Just real smooth. And I'll lighten it up as I blend here too. It's a little bit dark in some areas, but that's okay. We want some of those dark areas. We want it to look like there's something back there. You can see as I take my little spritzer bottle and I just spritz a little bit on the canvas when that paint starts to drag on me. Put a little bit more there, spritz. That way I don't put too much water on the canvas, because too much water on the canvas with those acrylic paints are a bad combination. You'll get where your paint won't stick and you have to let it dry and redo it. I've done it before, so I know. But anyway, I was telling you that we've been, I haven't been posting as much. I've posted a couple of short videos, but we've been so busy doing craft fairs, and we had some art classes on the weekend, and up through, we're at the end of July right now, August, September, October, November, and I think the first week or two of December we are packed with different shows. Okay, I'm going to go in here. I've drawn in the buffalo, and we're just going to paint and let you watch that painting. That's just a ochre flat brush. So now I drew my buffalo in, and then I kind of traced him to the canvas once I got him drawn the size I want him. So now it's just filling in. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of that burnt umber, maybe a little bit of sienna, and I'm just going to kind of put in those darker areas just to show shadow. And as you can see, just trying to find some of the shadows in there where I think the light will hit. Even though it's snowing and it's cloudy, there's still light coming from somewhere, and we just kind of figure out where we want it to come from. And my light, I believe, is coming from the front here, kind of going back toward the animal a little bit, so I get little highlights in the front. Maybe it's more prevalent on the right side a little bit. But we're just going to keep putting our shadows in, and don't worry too much. We'll define more areas as we go. Like the head, you'll notice the head will be kind of weird looking, like it's got a hump on the top. Kind of gets thin. Well, it is right now. We'll get that all filled in as we go later. Right now, I just kind of want to get where my shadows would be, where my light would hit. We'll worry about the rest later. Again, just using acrylics, ochre, a little yellow, a little burnt umber at this stage, and that's all I'm doing. This is just almost pure burnt umber, kind of going around those horns a little bit. But you can see there what I'm talking about. It's really thin on the right side of the face. Almost more looks like a cow's face right now, but I promise we'll we'll make it in proportion a little bit later. Just kind of working on getting that underpainting. And the reason I'm getting a lot of that underpainting in now is get it where we want it, get all of it blended, and then I'm going to come in at the end and I'm going to use my Cobras, my water soluble oils, and then I'm going to finish it off the highlights with that. And that'll really start making it pop and look good. And then on this one, what I had to do at the end, at the end, you'll stick around to see the end. I was going good, painting, everything was great, and my DJI camera, if it got a little hot, I don't know if it's the studio lights, even though they're LED, it does get kind of warm in here, and it just kind of said, nope, we're shutting down. So the camera shut down, and I do have another camera that I could have thrown up there and kept recording, but the color is a little bit different, the resolution, I guess, I don't know, and I'm just not that good enough yet at editing and how to fix that. I know you can, but so I just painted a little bit, and then got to a point where I said, oh, if I keep going, I'm going to finish the whole painting. So made sure the camera was good, turned it back on, finished up the last little bit, like putting the snow in, but you've seen the snow so many times that I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to just take my little script liner brush and start working in that nose with a little bit of burnt umber and maybe just a little Mars black, but mostly burnt umber. I'll just let you kind of watch as I paint.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Okay, so what I've done, just kind of taking that yellow ochre, putting in the base of those horns, taking my little round brush here, and I'm not quite shaping the head yet. I'm putting where my shadow line's going to be behind the head. It'll be just a tone or a shade darker than the actual head when we start putting it in. I had a little bit of interference in my headset. I don't know if you could hear that static, but I think I had my computer too close to my power source that I have here in the studio, and I moved my computer over, like, hey, I think it took that static out, or at least part of it. I hope. I can still hear a little bit of it in there, but it's not as bad as it was. It may still be a little close. I may have to do some rearranging here, get some of that out. But anyway, I kind of let you all listen to a little music while I painted. That way, if you're painting along, or you watch it and then you decide, hey, I'm painting along, you can just kind of watch the process. Now what I'm doing here is I've gone into a little bit of the burnt umber, added just a little bit of the Mars black. We're going to darken this up. Right now I'm using a little comber brush, but just to get up in those tight areas. And then I'll go to a more scruffy brush, or you can take a deer foot brush, or you can even take your angle brush and kind of press it out where all the bristles are kind of going every which way, and it makes real good texture for putting in fur. But right now, just trying to get what you'd call maybe the lay of the land, or where everything is on the buffalo, all the shadow lines. And his head will be pretty much all. I had the undertones on that, so you'll see a little bit of the ochre popping through the black, but with the brownish black, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll go in and highlight also, bring in a little more shadow. But here I've went to my little deer foot brush and just stippling in here and there. Really starts making it look like texture or fur. And again, this is where you can just spend hours and hours and just bring that buffalo or whatever animal you're doing to life. It really is a great technique. And then you can go in with a fine liner brush and put little individual pieces of fur, even around the animal, which I'll do here in a little bit, so it looks like that fur is kind of coming off the animal a little bit, and it's not just a straight line. Let's go back where I had those darker colors, and again, those darker colors were just there as a reference. Even though I'm not completely stippling that in, some of those will show through, and it'll give it a little bit of depth. This buffalo was a lot of fun to paint, and like I said, here in a little bit, the camera will go kaplooey, and it'll overheat and shuts itself off. So I need maybe a fan next to the camera or something to keep it a little cooler. I think I got it, or move it further away from those lights. That's probably the best thing to do, and then I think it'd be alright. The problem is I've got one battery, and I plug it in, let it charge, and the charge will last a couple of hours, but then I have to either stop plug it in, let it charge again, or I plug it in and I run it plugged in, but I don't think that's good on the camera because it doesn't keep up real well, so I just turn it off. So I need to probably get me a backup battery. Okay, now I'm just taking a little bit of ochre, that white, that gesso, just kind of highlighting certain parts of the buffalo's horns. And we'll come back in and we'll put a little detail in the horns. And again, there's going to be snow in this one too, so I'm going to put a little bit of snow within the fur to make it look like the snow's starting to stick to his fur. And then I'll put in snowflakes. Alright, now here's where the camera went down. So there was a lot added in here. But the body was still done the same way, except I broke over to the oils. So I'm using still the same burnt umber, ochre, black, got titanium white, and I still did the same stippling, the same effect, same brushes. Put in the little grasses. I wasn't real concerned about that because you've seen that so many times. Then there I went with my toothbrush. I'm just flicking in a little bit more snow. I don't want a lot, and I definitely don't want to make it look like it's blowing in this one. I just wanted it looking like the snow was just starting. Put some more snow effect in there. Okay, then I had to wait a few days for it to dry, and now I'm just taking that titanium white in the oils and just putting in that steam coming out of his nose. But like I said, I had to let it dry for a few days, so this was over a week. And I'm just using my filbert brush and that titanium white with water, making a dry brush, and just putting it on. Just it makes that end pop so much. But like I said, I really enjoyed this painting. This was a lot of fun. And just take your time. Again, there was nothing special about it. I wish I would have been able to show more of the technique of the oils, but it was the exact same thing as the acrylics. So whatever the technique we were using for the acrylics, just use for your oils. And just highlighting some areas where that steam coming out the nose may be a little more prevalent. Just touching it up there. And again, take your time. Put as much of that steam as you want in there. But see, it's really coming out in the beginning, and then it kind of dissipates as it goes along the side of the body. And now I'm adding just another layer, so it looks like there's layers of that steam. Like he took a breath and it's starting to fade, and then he's just taking another breath in the white. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Paint along with me, like and subscribe, and have a great week. And I will try to get some more videos out, but like I said, we're really busy right now, but I think we'll get it. So thanks a lot for joining.